to yet another YouTube live with us. We have Saeed, Coach Saeed, who is a growth coach. And okay, I thought you will change your t-shirt because in last meeting I said, okay, okay, we have the same.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Yes.
It's okay. I also didn't change. All right. So we are going to talk about a very you know important topic which affect people at a deeper level, and it starts affecting from you know early childhood when children are made to say yes all the time, and when they have said no they were punished, or when they have um, the life became difficult when they didn't do things, or when they were not so obedient, or when they did things which were otherwise told, right? So I'm talking about a mindset issue which is called people pleasing. So we must have seen people around us who say yes all the time, and if they have to say no inside, they feel that they are overburdened already. They are overwhelmed. They have a lot of things to do, and still they will say yes. And at times uh, you know, they wa- they want to please others in spite of the burden they are carrying with them. And at times they forget that saying no is better for the other person also, because you are creating expectation, at times unnecessary expectation in other people's mind, that okay, if he has said yes, then things will be done, right? uh, and they become dependent on you, right? And if you have to if you can't do that, if you can't fulfill that commitment, then you will be called as a that you betrayed, or dissed somebody. So it is a mindset issue, nothing wrong with the person. Usually people pleasers are very kind hearted people, uh, good natured people, and they actually want to help others. But as we know, these mindsets, they don't help anybody, neither them nor the other person who they are trying to help actually. So we'll learn from Coach Saeed. Uh, so Saeed, welcome, and I want you to answer this and make us understand what is people pleasing.
Thank you, Arif. I think a lot of it you have already explained. You have rightly pointed out that it's basically comes from. It is not that it just shows up one day. It's something it's built over a period of time. So it's basically mental conditioning, a habit that has become or that you have adopted, where you prioritize others. Okay, so you are doing it because you need others' approval, and often you do it over your own needs. So you basically are breaching your own boundaries. Even you're compromising your own growth. Okay, and in order to please others, and you're saying yes. So it is driven by the want for acceptance. Okay, you fear the rejection, you fear conflict, you fear being left alone, you fear being disliked. So you say yes, but actually what you wanted to say is no, right? So it it makes others comfortable at that moment, and that's what you want, because you don't want to see others getting disappointed there. So it doesn't come from an angle of being nice. It comes from a place of insecurity. You deep inside you want to you like to be accepted. You need to be part of the team. You need to be part of the program. You need to be part of that whatever is happening. That's your need. So often it costs you your own goals because you accept too many things. Sometimes it can cost you your own values because you believe in certain values, but you still saying yes to things which are not congruent with it, which are not aligned with. All right. So you are always saying yes and always available, always the one who adjusts. Okay, and yet here it is, and yet you feel unfulfilled because that is not exactly what you want to do. You are saying yes because you don't want to see the other person getting disappointed, or you feel of missing out. You feel of not being part of it. But that's the thing. That's where it is coming from. And yes, this is not happening right now. It did not start right now. It's a conditioning that that's been happening over a period of time from childhood, as you say. Because what happens is, as a child, when you grow, you listen maybe a million times. Don't say no. Don't say no. You can't say no, right? And if there are too many elders around you, and if for any reason if you say yes, the very thing that comes back to is, how can you say no when I'm asking you to do? So these are the things which has been conditioned like this, and it results into what? It results to some kind of insecurity, some kind of, so it becomes an emotional habit. Uh, that's the thing.
How does it affect professionals? Uh, you know, so how does it show up in professionals?
See, it can show up like, I mean, if you have to recognize it, right? And for example, in we are all different personalities when you judge yourself. And in this, there are a couple of types of personalities, which is called type 3 and type 9, which is a helper and a peacemaker. And these people are often, uh, they find themselves being pleasing because they want to avoid conflict. They want to be liked by others. Okay. Uh, and if somebody is falling into this kind of personality type, they're definitely, uh, they may not realize, but they may be doing this. They are trying to be people pleasers. So when you do that, uh, you are basically compromising your own space. Okay, and there may be certain things important for you. Maybe works, maybe values, maybe your personal life. But what's happening is you are saying yes to so many people around you. So you get overwhelmed. Because obviously, if you are saying yes to 10 people, you can't fulfill all of them. Like, there is always somebody in the office, this nice girl who doesn't say no. So everybody dumps their work on her. All right. Now, this poor soul, she want she want that acceptance from everybody. So she can't say no. So everybody dumps the work on her. Obviously, she can't finish. So as consequently, maybe she is going late every day. Her own personal work is compromised, personal life is compromised. And in the end, the most tragic part of it is that after doing everybody's work, it doesn't mean that she progresses. She will progress in her career, or she will grow in her career. No, everybody else will progress. They will move ahead. She will still be there. So this is the worst part.
But why does that happen? Like, so one question arises here that we we are taught to please others, right? We are taught not to hurt others, and we try that others remain pleased with us. We are in good terms with everybody. So why people pleasing becomes an issue? Why is it a problem?
See, everybody have a bandwidth. Okay, and beyond, even without the bandwidth, you as an individual, you have certain responsibilities for yourself. You have like, if we are talking about professionals, right? Everybody in the office has her own role to play, and that role comes with certain responsibilities. You have your own JD, job description, and you have certain responsibilities for yourself. Now, if you keep doing others' work, if you keep pleasing everybody else, if you keep satisfying everybody, when are you going to do your own work, right? So that you're compromising there. Now, it doesn't really mean that you're helping others, because you just see, as you mentioned already, if I'm saying yes to 10 people and in the end I could not deliver, what I have done, I have created a hope in somebody, then I disappointed them. So now his work did not finish because I promised and I did not deliver. Two, my relationship with him has got spoiled. Okay. Three, it affects my own career as well, right?
So instead
So
of instead of pleasing others, we end up disappointing them when we say
yeah,
yes
yeah,
to everybody.
disappointing your own self as well, not only others. Yeah,
Yeah, we are laughing, but it's quite sadistic.
yeah.
So uh, you know, uh, there are a few things which are coming to my mind, and I don't know to share personal stories. Like they're not mine. Some of my friends which have a habit of saying yes everywhere. So as you said right correctly that you build hope, you build expectation, and then you disappoint others and you disappoint yourself. So though the intention was right, but the end the consequence is not wrong. Okay, and consequence matters everywhere more than the intention.
Yeah.
Now, and just to understand, imagine there's a boy at home, a man at home, and he has said yes to his wife, and he has said yes at the same time to his mother, or let's say his boss, right? Or let's say he has said yes to all three of them. What will happen to him? You can imagine. Right?
I hope he's not saying it at the same time.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the biggest problem. Saying yes at the same time. Uh, so how do you recognize that uh, you are a people pleaser?
See, if you ask yourself, do you seek continuously validation from others? I mean, it has become your habit. Or do you crave for acceptance? Like everywhere, you crave for acceptance, and if you are not accepted in that, you feel like rejected, which is not the case actually. Okay, and if somebody is uh, not taking you into the team, or if somebody even gets disappointed, it builds anxiousness into you. It creates a kind of stress into you. Okay, and you are always you always see things as either as a yes or it's a conflict. Okay, if I'm not saying yes, that means it's a conflict. That's how you see it. So, in order to avoid conflict, you say yes, even if it is costing you. And if you are one of those people who are doing this, then yes, you are into this, and you, you are agreeing with others just to please them, while inside you don't accept it, you don't like it. All right, and you don't have habit of, or it's very hard for you to say no. Like for example, you are already stressed financially, and somebody else comes and says, "Sir, I need money for so and so. My relatives are coming. I need some money." Now you don't have it, right? And you can't say no to him or her. So what you do, you will borrow into it. So that means what you are creating multiple projects onto yourself, right? So there are people like this who go beyond who go beyond the boundaries, beyond their means to say yes. And if this becomes a habit, and if you are doing this with multiple people, what essentially you are doing is you are creating trouble for yourself, and yeah, that's not a good place to be. So if
Yeah,
you are doing one of those things, yes, you are into that bracket of people pleasers, and it's not a good place to be. I mean, I, I, what do you call? Every individual has certain limitations, right? And the important thing here is that just saying yes itself is not important. When you say yes, behind it there is a commitment. Okay, you have said yes, but there is a commitment. So you need to fulfill that commitment. Now, do you have that capacity to fulfill that commitment? And with how many people can you do that? Or how many projects can you do that? Right. So you need to have real audit onto yourself. Okay, what is my capacity? How much time I have? How much resources I have? What can I do? How much of it can I do? If it is crossing that, then you have no choice to say no. You should learn to say no there.
True, true. And it's not just saying yes, it's about, fulfilling the commitment, and it
Yeah,
requires
yeah,
time, efforts, and at times money as well.
yeah,
Right? So,
definitely.
so you have to be wary of everything. Right? So, what causes one to becoming a people pleaser? We understand that, okay, the childhood must have affected the person. But what are the actual causes so that we know?
Predominant thing is childhood conditioning, because you are what happens since childhood. You are rewarded when you are being good. You are rewarded when you are nice, agreeable. Okay, so unknowingly you are programming your mind that I need to be nice. I need to say yes. So that's the predominant thing. Then the other thing is that you have a fear of being left alone or being abandoned, or being in conflict, because you have been it has happened to you once that, or twice that, in your childhood or sometime that, okay, you said no, and you were left out of the team professionally, maybe. Okay, then you have been for a long time, you did not have a chance to be part of the team. And maybe in your school days or childhood days, maybe you said no and you could not be part of a program that you wanted to do. So this is from your early days of your life, and it is building upon that. Then of course, if you have so low self-esteem, low self-worth, you believe that you are less, and you are trying to get acceptance from others, because there's a problem here with your own belief system, that you feel you are less. So when you see yourself as less, and when you believe that others are better than you, that you are trying to match up, or you are trying to be in that club or be in that team, uh, just to feel that I am also one of them. Here, the question is not about your ability; it's a question of yourself, or how you are seeing it. Okay, and sometimes we all want to be liked by everybody. Who wants to be hated by others? Who want to get to disappoint others? Nobody wants. So we want to please everybody. So if you feel that if you are not able to satisfy everybody, if you're not going to please everybody, it's incomplete, then there's a problem here. Okay. So this fear of rejection, like for example, there are people, there are cases who have multiple times being their proposal being rejected. Maybe it could be a marriage proposal, or any other personal things. Or there are people who have got multiple times divorce. Okay. Now, if this has happened more than once, then that thing is cropped into that sits into your mind that, okay, now there is a chance of rejection next time. So you are so worried about it that you say yes to everything. Okay, so it's a deep desire to be liked by all, and behind that, the fear of being rejected. So sometimes in a professional life, it could be a cover up for incompetencies. Like there are people who are in a certain position, but they're not competent enough to handle that. Okay, now if a boss is asking 1,000 things, they will say yes to everything, just to cover up their competencies, and then they struggle to, because they are worried that if I say no, if I say I don't know, then I will be caught, or I will be found out, and then maybe I get fired. So this is this I know one case where one person was hired for a good IT job. I mean, with a very good salary. Uh, he had very good bookish knowledge, but he didn't have practical knowledge, right? So if you give him any exam, he can pass. But practically doing, he have never done it. He didn't do it. But based on his knowledge, based on his certifications, he got a very good job. And he was worried from day one that I don't know how to do it. I have never done it, but theoretically I know it. So with that worry in his mind, with that consciousness in his mind, he took that job, and believe me, within 2 months he got fired. Because though he had knowledge, he was already worried okay, I don't know how to do it. So he's saying yes to everything, but the fact is he doesn't know how to do it. It did not take long for them to know that he can't do it, though he has a theoretical knowledge. So he got fired. So I mean, this professional life, these things happen. One way to handle that could be to be honest, but yeah, sometimes you try to please others and cover up. It doesn't work that way.
That's true. That's true. And one of the aspects of people pleasers is that their close relationships suffer,
Yeah.
and they try to suppress their close ones. They take for granted, you know, because they have to balance it out from the outside world, right? Uh, so, what is that cost of people pleasers? What is that cost people pleasers have to pay? Just to keep pleasing and keep maintaining those relationships.
Well, actually, see, it's a see one thing that happens to them is that you are definitely not considered for a leadership role because as a leader you are expected to be strong. If it is a no, you should be able to say no. If it is yes, you should be able to say yes. But if you're saying yes to everything, then you're not a leader. So definitely, whenever there is an opportunity for a leadership role, you are not considered there. Okay, because you are not seen as a leader at all. Okay, you are just seen as a people pleaser, and people pleaser can't negotiate, can't lead, can't take charge. And when you become a people pleaser and you're saying yes to everything means you're compromising your boundaries. And in a professional environment, when you are doing it, you are not just doing it for yourself. You're compromising the organization's boundaries. That's profound. That's big, and that can have a severe impact on not just on you but on your police, the decision that you're making or the decision that you're not making. Okay, if you're saying just yes to everybody, it may impact a lot of other people behind you or above you. So that's dangerous. So nobody want that. And if you have a habit of saying yes to everybody in the organization, it will lead to burnout. You will not deliver. I mean, you won't be able to deliver, and you will get overwhelmed, and it results in a burnout. So you, uh, what happens is you will be underpaid, you will be overworked, okay, and in the end, it becomes totally unsustainable for you because usually these people they don't grow in organization. Everybody may use them. Okay, people will use you, even abuse you. Okay, because they know that you can't say no, so they will make use of you. All right, but at the same time, growth is not coming to you because they already know or they are not seeing you as potential. You have a growth potential. You have leadership quality. You can take charge. Right. So you will remain where you are while others are using you, excessively using you, and you are underpaid for it. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy for your mind. It's not healthy for your body. So you're compromising on all those things. And so there is a danger of being used, overused, or even abused. And in the end, you become resentful because you are overworked, underpaid, and there's no respite. So you become resentful. You will start to hate your job.
Yeah, that sounds very bothering, very troublesome.
This thing called acceptance that you've created in your mind is basically illusion. There is
Mm.
no such thing as acceptance from everybody. No, and you don't have to have acceptance from everybody. It's just an illusion that you've created for yourself. There are
True,
certain
true,
things that you can do. There are certain things that you can't do.
true. So now we have understood that what makes a person people pleaser and how they can recognize in themselves. We have also understood how it can impact relationships. when you are not being clear with what you want, what are your boundaries. Uh, so, how does one break free from all this trauma he's inviting in his life?
Well, first, I would invite people to come join the Victory Framework. So that's one good program with which you could break free. Yeah. And uh, beyond that, yes. Uh, you can start by doing a self audit. Okay. If am I a people pleaser? So uh, try to write instances where wherever you're saying just saying yes. Like for example, you start your week on a Monday, from Monday to Friday for 5 days. Okay, you notice yourself where all places, which are places you're saying yes, and in that you try to identify: is it really required for you to say yes? Was it really your thing? Was it supposed to say no? Did you say yes? So make this self audit, because often we may be doing it, but we don't realize it. So that's where you start. Then, whenever somebody is asking you for a favor or do something which is not yours, I mean, you have your own job, fine. But the problem is coming where? The problem is coming from when others are asking you to do things that are not yours, you're saying yes. That's where the problem is going. If it is your job, you're doing it fine, because it is your job, you need to do it anyway, right? But the problem here is you're saying yes to everybody else. So whenever somebody comes to you and says that, can you do this for me? Okay, don't immediately say yes. Let it sit there for a while. Take a pause. Think about it. Because in that moment, maybe you want to say yes. And maybe it has become your habit to just say yes whenever it comes. So next time somebody comes to something, pause. Hold yourself. Okay. Sit on it for a while. Think about it. Then politely either you say or either you say no. Because before saying yes, you check yourself, you make a self audit there. Do I have a time slot? Do I have the resources? Do I have the things that I need to do this? Can I do it? If you can't do it, say politely, no, I don't have the resources, I can't do it. Nobody's going to kill you for that, right? If the thing that you're worried about is maybe it will affect my relationship, maybe it will hurt you. But actually, the real thing is if you say yes and don't deliver, that will hurt more. And it will hurt more all of you, him, and the organization. That's more dangerous. So it is better you say from the beginning, and or you say no from the beginning itself. That's the thing. And there is always this the child conditioning that we talked about. So you have that inner dialogue going in your mind that I must be liked by others. Uh, I should not disappoint others. Or if somebody is getting upset, that means it'll ruin my future opportunity or things like this. This kind of dialogue. Or another common problem is I can't say no. Okay, I can't say no. This often you get to hear. So this change this dialogue. Change this inner chatter in your mind, and make a habit to say no when you have to say no. And a no means no. Right? Don't say yes when you have actually to say when you're actually supposed to say no. Don't say yes there. So this might require some strength, some mental strength, some okay. And if you can't do it on your own, take the help of somebody, a colleague, a senior, somebody, and do it. Because when you do it, you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. And if you continue like this, it is self-sabotaging, and it will ruin your career. If you start to say no now, maybe it will hurt you today. Maybe it will hurt one person. But if you continue like this, it will hurt you for your life. So you don't want to be in that bracket. So start saying no when you have to say no. Okay. Then set set boundaries for yourself. Set proper boundaries for yourself. That uh, this is the time frame within which I can do. This is the max resources that I have within which I can operate. Okay. Or this is the family time, or this is the professional time. Set clear boundaries, because if you don't set clear boundaries, there is always going to be overlap. The work, as the old saying goes, work fills the time space. So if you have 24 hours, there is a 24 hours work. It's you who have to decide. Okay, okay, this is a work, this is personal life. So set clear boundaries. And sometimes saying no is uncomfortable because maybe you know that person very well, and that guy maybe is a very nice person, or he never asked you but he's asking you today. Okay, all those kind of things. He never asked for my help, but he's asking me now, how can I say no? These all those things are there. But get comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay, so it is not that um, it is not that you have to say yes. It is basically unnecessary, because when you are saying yes where you have to say no, you are thinking that uh, I am solving a problem or I am avoiding a problem, but actually you are creating a problem because you are saying this in an area where you can't deliver. So you are creating a problem. So it's totally unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary, totally avoidable. So learn to say no. And it doesn't earn you love, it doesn't earn you any love, it doesn't earn you any respect when you're just saying yes to everybody. You don't realize this. Maybe most often the dopamine thing here is that you think that people will respect you, people will like you because you're saying yes. But the fact is that nobody respects you if you're saying yes to everything. It doesn't earn you any respect. Um, it actually means it's a manipulation. People will manipulate you because they know that you're saying yes, so you easily get manipulated. And of course, it drains your energy and it drains your mood. It can spoil your mood. So this will have serious impact on your personal life as well. And even in your personal life, you may be having relatives, cousins, aunts, uncles. If you're saying yes to everybody, and if you don't deliver or if you don't give up, so they will see you as a liar. They will see you as not somebody who's trustworthy, embrace your trust. So it impacts your relationship. So it definitely, this is not, though it doesn't sound uh, dangerous, but it is something like slow poison. It is killing you from inside. It is killing your professional career from inside. It is destroying your relationship from inside, which you don't see. So it is not how it looks. It's quite dangerous thing. So all in all, learn to say no or set clear boundaries and stop saying yes for everything.
Yeah, thank you so much, Saeed. And that's that can actually open mind, and people would realize that what they are doing and how it is harming them. And one thing, a few things that I could pick up is that, it's almost, it's uh, very obvious to understand that disappointing one person is better than disappointing two or more, right? So when you say no to one person, it is disappointing only that one person. But when you say yes and cannot do it, then you are disappointing two or more people,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Actually, you're
Similarly,
magnifying your problem. You're making it bigger.
yes, you are making it bigger. Exactly. And um, so, thank you for sharing all the ways, how one can break free from this habit of people, pleasing others. Uh, you know, one incident came to my mind. So there is this fellow, a very close friend of mine, a very nice person, very good human being. Uh, you call him anytime, he will pick phone and he will answer. He will say yes to things if you have any requests. But also, it's, uh, what's troubling about him is that he will pick your call, and then if another call comes, he will put you on, and he will pick another call also, right? And then because he cannot, and if you are sitting in front of him, phone ringing, message coming, he has to respond to everything. Like everything, which is overwhelming. And uh, you know, I can see the tiredness. It is exhausting. So by the end of the day, I find him always exhausted, always exhausted. Uh, so that's one of the few things. And when it comes to closer people, because he has to please others. So what I see him doing is that he will ask others to keep quiet, and he will, keep listening to others whom he wants, you know, a good relationship with, or he want to please them. Because of some reason, he may not be getting any favors also, but it's just the habit, right?
Yeah.
So that's how people pleasing shows expressed in people, right? And one thing which I have noticed is they are exhausted,
Yeah,
always
sometimes.
exhausted.
Yeah, sometimes it can hurt because you see, I have in my experience, I have seen people because I've dealt with a lot of people in the source, what you call it, logistic departments. So just to please you, they say yes
Hmm.
to a requirement which is not there. Okay, then they make it over promises. Yes, it is coming. It is. I have already prepared the orders and it is gone for signature, and they will even send you the draft. All this they are doing because you have good rapport with them and they can't say no to you. But they don't have the capacity or the authority to decide on that, right? Which they will hide. Which they will hide. So in the end, what happens? You have created expectations from others and disappoint others. So you wasted your time, you wasted others' time. So professionally, it's very catastrophic. It's very dangerous for organization, for self, and for others. So yeah, you're right about it.
Yeah, and you forget to actually say, how to say no, how to, say, just you don't want to hurt anybody, and that's why you don't say yes. You say yes, but at times you cannot do it at all, and it's very hard. And at that point of time, if you say no, it will feel like you have bombarded. Okay, because you have forgotten how to say no. So that is also an art that you are saying no. Still, the person feels that okay, you are a genuine person, and honestly, you don't have those resources which are required. Maybe time, maybe the anything. So it's important to learn how to say no, especially when you are in a working environment, when you are dealing with close people at home or maybe in the office, right?
Definitely,
So
definitely.
maybe some other day we will learn from you how effectively we can say no,
Yeah, that's
right?
interesting.
Without hesitation.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Saeed, and thank you everyone who had joined on this discussion. And it's always welcome if you have any questions, you can write, or when you are watching the video, you can write the questions. Like the other day, a few people asked me question after our discussion, and then yes, you are most welcome to ask those questions. So thank you so much. And any last thing that you want to convey to the audience, which can help them in coming out of or
Well,
making
what I
sense
would
from
say is
people
that
pleasing.
everybody is unique. We all have individual capabilities, and nobody is Superman here. Everybody have their own weaknesses, their own strengths and weaknesses. So you are unique. So don't trade your authentic self for somebody else demands or somebody else approval. Okay, be yourself, and that's what organization has hired you for. Because when an organization has hired you, they hire you for what you are, for your capacity, for your knowledge, or for whatever the skills that you have. They did not hire you for others' approval. So be your authentic self and don't compromise it for somebody else's approval. See?
That's a great advice, Said. Thank you so much, and we'll meet another day, uh, Friday, next Friday with another topic. Till then, take care. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Arif. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye bye.